Now, it's easy for anybody to do something like this. Ooh, this look better. Oh yeah. See? That's the Bossman Teaching board over there. This, oh yeah, this is Bossman Digital Media board over here. Yeah. So I'll start over there, right? You know, maybe it starts off a little lame, and then come over here and look at that. By the way, if you can read that, follow those pages. No. I just changed the name for this page so that it's easier to find SEO wise. Listen, the coefficient of every number or every variable or constant is always 1. P is equal to 1 times P. Bossman is equal to 1 times Bossman. And so on and so on, right? This is what it means to be a CCO, right? Now, me having a rapping background, as you know, in hip-hop culture, they don't respect rappers that have ghostwriters, right? So come up with your own style. You know, this is my style. I'm not a CEO, I'm a CCO. I'm a content creator opportunist, right? So, anyhow, what was my slightly unprofessional presentation going to be about? I mean, it's easier said than done, right? A lot of people think they understand what phrases mean, like misery loves company. And you really don't until you really start understanding when you come across certain people. For example, misery loves company sounds a lot like hurt people hurt people. Now that's a topic for another day, which is obviously not completely related to this, but the reason why I bring it up is because sometimes we use phrases and we don't really understand fully, or rather in full context, what it actually means. So when I say easier said than done, a lot of people say it and do they really understand? So I'm telling you what I understand from easier said than done. It's easy for me to sound like an authority on the subject and say, you need to be making reels, you need to be making posts, you need to be, you know, using your reels and putting them in stories and all of that. Now, let me tell you, I came up with 2 acronyms for ARC. You know, a reels challenge, which I've also remixed. You see how the hip hop is coming back? You remember back in the day when you heard an original song and you really like it, and then you heard that there's a remix coming out? Remixes were like Christmas for us, like R&B hip hop fans, right? When you hear DMX do a song, may his soul rest in peace, right? You hear DMX do a song and then you hear the Rough Riders anthem, and then after that you hear like everybody, you hear the Locks, you hear Eve, and you hear DMX. That's Christmas. That's what that is. That's the definition of Christmas, right? So content creators have their own version of that. It's called collaboration. So in our hip hop terms, you have the remix. A remix is, you know, like you're like, imagine if, and it used to happen to us all the time. We would hear about an MC and be like, yo, this would sound so dope if M.A.T.E was on it. And sure enough, you have Redman and M.A.T.E on the same track. Anyway, I can't help myself. Alright? I just can't. I can't help myself. I come from a hip hop background, and the reason for its relevance is because this is me. I'm being original versus being viral. Right? I prefer to be original over viral. I just do. Blame it on the hip hop. I'm sorry. You know, some people blame it on the alcohol, they blame it on the Hennessy. I blame it on the hip hop. Right? Hip hop inspired me to be my own hero. Right? In other words, who's going to save me? And the whole point of this video is really just to remind this is a note to self. Anything that I'm telling you, I'm telling me. Because who am I looking at? I'm looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Right? So it's easy for anybody to sit down in front of you and be like, okay, so when you're speaking, you know, you want to articulate, you know, when you're doing your gesticulation, like, don't get me wrong, we're not saying that the public speaking experts are not right. Because they are, because it works. But then imagine me now coming to you and pretending to be, you know, the Asian guy that tells you to, you know, wait there, how about that? Sorry. You see, this is why it's called a slightly unprofessional presentation. You see that? Sorry, let me apologize. Is my button open? You never see nothing, you never need to see, right? Alright, good. Perfect. Right. So this is called what I think it's called the power sphere or something like that. Like this little zone where you have, you know, if your gesticulation is in this region, then, you know, yeah, it gives more authority, right? The point that I'm making is I'm not that guy, so I can't come here and drop that style. You understand what I'm saying? That's me, right? Red and blue, red and blue. Yeah? So, yes. You see why it's called SUP with bro? I'm rambling. Bossman rambling on means bro. And SUP is slightly unprofessional presentation. There you go. And think about it. Sweatpants. But formal wear. Like formal wear sweat. Bro, why? Yeah. You see, I bask in authenticity. I bask in originality. Why? Because you see, like this, I am afraid to rub this out. You know how long it took? I mean, it didn't take me that long to actually draw this, but I'm not an artist. Like, I'm really not good at art like that. But when I made this, I was so proud of it. I let it stay. I swear to God, I come here and I'll take pictures every time I make a change on the board. Every time I make a change on the board, I take pictures of this. You know? Yeah. So there are a few things that will always be there. The honor your commitments, right? That will never go anywhere. And who knows, I might make an episode where I rub this out and I try to recreate it looking almost exactly the same. Oh yeah, we're going to do that. So how do I honor my commitments, and how do I say to you, so for example, my original intent was to come here and say to you, you know what, there are times when you're going to get distracted. You know, you're going to get calls from like banks talking about, oh, you need to make this payment by this time, blah blah blah, and da da da. You know, and there's something that I took from Myron Golden in terms of advice, right? And the advice that I took is something that I was already doing, but I wasn't aware that I was doing something that he already said. He's like, look, if you're struggling financially and you don't have any money and you can't seem to generate any income, what do? Make content. You see? So even though I'm going on several tangents, it's connected. Yeah, I'm a CCO. Oh, I'm a CCO. Yeah? I'm a CCO. So I guess what I want to say is motivating yourself is tough, and being a content creator is tough, because you have to fight your distractions, right? I mean, right now I'm looking out there to see, you know, because see, take a look at this. You see that right there? It's called Rose's Hair Care. This is Rose's Hair Care. I'm in a hair salon. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, but I'm in a hair salon. You see, that's the wonderful illusion of social media. Like, this looks like a classroom, but I'm actually in a hair salon. So I can shamelessly advertise on my wonderful business partner for you to go and follow her. And if you are in the area close to here and you want to do your hair, boy, girl, woman, or man, then this is what you do. You type this in your browser and you'll find. There you go. Now, there was a time when I had a particular name. I had a rap name before. And I believe the name was Mesmerize, right? Made sense to me at the time. Because I'm like, well, I do mesmerize, so I might as well call myself Mesmerize, because that's what I do. It's what I do. Why do you call yourself that? Because that's what I do. You look at me like, eh. And then when I perform, you're like, oh. That was the point. That was the point. That was the bar. That was the point. And there was a time when what's the word I'm looking for now? There was a time where I had to make a change. I had to make an adjustment. I had to, change up the branding a little bit. Because in the SEO, I was getting lost. Nobody could find me on social media like that. They couldn't. And I gotten so attached to the name, I was like, damn, like I really don't want to let go of that name right there. Cause Mesmerize was just like, it just, you know what I mean? It was perfect at the time. But then I said, here what? I can compromise. Or I'm going to change my name. But I'm going to find something that's unique, that still holds on to that tradition of formerly being called Mesmerize. So basically what ended up happening was I auditioned for Team Backpack in 2016, and I wanted a name that would fit on a name tag. And I wanted something that would rhyme with wilderness. And then somehow I stumbled across, wilderness. And that's the story. 2016 was the day that I changed my name from, all the other remixes of Mesmerize, and then I finally landed on Wilderness. And then I changed that to just like how I changed all of the Bossman prefixes. There's a 1 in front of everything. 1 Bossman Teaching, 1 Bossman Digital Media, 1 Bossman Cinema YT, 1 Bossman Champloo. And funny, just to show you how serious I was about making sure that nobody else can try and claim my name, I wrote 0 for only, right? 0 in replacing the O with 0. NLY, the number 1 wilderness, which stands for only 1 wilderness. Why? Because there's only 1 wilderness. There is only 1 wilderness, and there will only be 1 wilderness. Just like there will only be 1 Bossman Teaching. And that's why when I do make the content since we all have an agreement and we all understand this has been out of many 1 Bossman. So the symbolic synonymous nature with out of many 1 people, right? Jamaica, out of many 1 people. Since we all have an agreement and we all understand this has been out of many 1 Bossman. That's what it means to be this. So you know what? Years of me being a rapper never got to waste, because it allowed me to take pride in being original. It allowed me to take pride in making decisions for myself. It allowed me to take pride in coming up with my own verses, my own hooks, everything. Be your own hero. Lead by example. Be original. No biting. No biting. We don't bite styles. It's me being original versus being viral. So I'll take original over viral any day. So that's it for now. Let's see what else I have to say on another episode of SUP with Bro.